Welcome once again, and this is the Treasureland School of Cookery. We are endeavoring to nurture you, ground you, enhance and equip you with the skills that require to produce not only good food, but also well appealing food. But as we've said, before we get even to the kitchen, we need to get the basics right. And we'll spend quite some time here before we start churning out recipes, start doing the actual cooking. In the lesson that was passed, we talked about the classical uniform of the chef or the cook. It falls under grooming. Grooming is being well kempt, well dressed for the function of the kitchen. So today, let's talk about this grooming. What is it all about? Because a professional cook needs to take care about his appearance. We stated that very clearly. In the kitchen, jewelry, except the wedding ring, must not be worn at all at all. Must not be worn at all at all. Heavy makeup, nail polish, perfumes are no-go zone. Don't come with strong scents. They should not be used. We only require the smell of food, the smell of food, and the smell of food. A hairnet should be worn if the hair is below the collar line. It's important. It's very important. Very, very, very important. Very important. So let's go back to, we mentioned about the chef's uniform. We started on the chef's hat. And we said that chef's hat needs to be white. Some are long. Although these are the variations that are there in the market right now. They are the bandanas. There are all sorts of chef's cap. But the chef's hat has a very big and significant meaning. The chef's hat identifies a person who is learning to cook, or a person who has learned the skills to call themselves a professional cook or chef. The skills and knowledge could have been learned from a college, from an institution, from an on-job training, or even what we are doing right now, online. It's very important. Going through the hands of a professional, one who has learned the ropes, who has gone through it, who understands it. People working in the kitchen without wearing a cook's hat show a lack of professionalism and training. Let this sink in your mind. For those of us who normally argue that the hat is a no-no, just understand. You are, in simple terms, saying you demonstrate lack of professionalism and training. Traditional cooks and chefs' hats are tall, chef's hats. They are tall and they indicate fully trained. Sio urefu tu. Alternatively, white or black capes are worn at different places. And if you didn't know, if you've been putting on one, it simply indicates that your training is not complete. Genuine chefs wear a traditional chef's hat when in front of the public. The hat is designed to keep the hair clean and healthy. This is how it does it, by protecting the hair from smoke and oil in the kitchen. That hat allows air to circulate on top of the head. It also prevents loss of hair from falling onto the food. The hat helps in absorbing perspiration from the forehead. A professional chef will always wear a hat and will demand other cooks in the kitchen to wear the traditional cook's hat. The traditional cook's hat is slightly tall and white. The only other acceptable color of a cook's hat is black. The black cook's hat is awarded by Chefs Association to famous chefs. And this is in recognition to the excellence and achievement in the field of cookery. It's not just given to anybody. This honor recognizes the chef as a chef of chefs. A person who has earned the right to wear a black hat should be highly respected. It is very unprofessional for a cook to wear a black hat without being officially awarded the right by the local chefs guild. Just as it is very, very unprofessional for you to call yourself a chef when even the formal training in itself is wanting, when even the definition of the terms in the kitchen and maybe the kitchen sections, you do not understand them, when the intrigues that require you to participate and manipulate the kitchen, you do not meet any iota of their qualifications. By the way, calling yourself a chef does not make you one. When the push comes to the shove, the truth will be revealed. The necktie. Remember, I told you I'll come back with a necktie. Here is my necktie. In other terms, called the neckerchief. It's usually white. The necktie is a large triangular cloth which is folded and worn around the neck as one would knot a normal tie. This necktie was originally worn to absorb perspiration and guard the neck from drafts in hot underground kitchens. Modern air-conditioned kitchens make the necktie out of date. However, the necktie is still worn by professional cooks as a symbol and respect for the trade. Look at an official putting on a tie and going to the office. He looks smart. They look outgoing. How about a chef who is properly clothed and on top of his chef's jacket lines up a neckerchief and strides into the kitchen ready to face the day? However, untrained or apathetic chefs wear caps and no necktie, and use the excuse that the tall hat and necktie is old fashioned. This is more the case in other countries, and we are copying it. I can see it coming to our kitchens. An optional name tag may be worn on the jacket, especially where the cook or the chef meets the customer. It is very important for identification. A common practice is to have chef's name embroidered on the coat. Just as you can see, my name is embroidered here. It's a common practice. Some hotels issue their cooks with a company name tag, which also shows the company logo. So many logos appear on jackets showing support for various organizations. This is quite acceptable as part of the uniform. So the coat, the jacket, the chef's jacket, and we said, for matter of our understanding, and because we are doing health and we're doing hygiene and we are doing food in particular, we said it needs to be white in color. The coat protects the chest and arms from the heat of the stoves and splashes from boiling liquids. To achieve this, the coat must be double-breasted, and I indicated to you that mine is double-breasted, and long-sleeved, and always to be buttoned with the correct number of buttons. So this allows 4 layers of cloth between the heat source and the front of the body. It allows 4 layers. So to achieve this, to protect the arms, the sleeves should not be rolled up. People love rolling them up so that they are short, because the coat protects the chest and arms from the heat of stoves and splashes from boiling liquids. There are so much things that happen. It is important to have them buttoned. Then there is the apron. The apron is designed to protect the lower body from accidental spills, especially from hot liquids, and is worn from the waist to just below the knee, as we had said before. The top of the apron is folded over and tied around the waist. The apron tips are then tucked under the fold. The apron is easily and quickly changed. This allows the cook to put on a cleaner apron before meeting customers or entering the dining room. Then there is the torsion. The torsion. The torsion is also called a rubber or a tea towel. The torsion, which is French for dishcloth, is used to wipe a dish clean or to protect the hands when handling hot pots and pans. Cooks need 2 torsions with at least one neatly folded and hung on the apron string at all times. At all times. The dishcloth must be dry, especially if handling a hot pot, and avoid using old clothes which have holes. Eh? Those towels, old and worn out towels that people engage and use in the kitchens, they should not be brought into play here. Then we have the traditional pans. The traditional system and setting of the kitchen is that all cooks below the level of the chef de partie put on checked trousers or checked skirts. Mostly these are gray and white checked. Although nowadays there are so many variations, but that is the rule. Then from the chef de partie upwards, the rule is the pants are black or the skirts are black. But the current trend is mostly for kitchens and restaurants that want their chefs and their cooks to look flashy. However, these trendy uniforms are not generally accepted by serious professional chefs, institutions, or colleges. For example, if you go to Italy, you just have to put on the right uniforms. You'll find the cooks putting on black, checked, and the chefs putting on black pants. You'll find the hat of the cook is slightly shorter than the hat of the chef, and the reverse cannot happen. The most common uniform style worn in commercial kitchen still is the internationally recognized classical design and color: white for the jacket, black for the pants, white for the apron, and white for the chef's hat. Then next we come to the shoes. Shoes should be sturdy. They should provide support and protection to the feet. Wearing the wrong footwear in the kitchen can lead to accidents or to medical problems with feet later on in life. Cooks who do not heed the warning to wear supportive, strong shoes will one day regret they did not listen to valuable advice. So, what are these features of a good shoe? The features of a good shoe are the shoes have protective toe. They have a lining ahead of the shoe that is sturdy and strong enough that in case of something fell on it, it will not be able to puncture and hurt the fingers. These shoes do not absorb water or fat and have a slip resistant sole. Standing on hard floors all day and often walking on wet or greasy surfaces requires cooks to wear very good shoes. Not plastic shoes, not Crocs. And Crocs, I mean the plastic Crocs. Good shoes support the ankle, are very comfortable, and allow plenty of room for the feet. Sun shoes, sneakers, sandals, or thongs are not safe in a kitchen and should not be worn at all. They should not be worn at all. Good shoes, like the rest of the uniform, should be easy to clean. Always wear socks or stockings with your shoes. Always wear stockings or socks with your shoes. This chef's uniform should be designed in such a way that is able to protect the body against injuries from accident. It should absorb perspiration while working in a hot kitchen. The chef's uniform should be light and comfortable while working in a hot and steamy environment. It should look smart, be easily washed and ironed, and hygienically cleaned. It should fit the body by not being too big or too small rather, and tight. It should allow room for flexibility so that you're able to move around with ease, bending and lifting things from the stoves and putting them down. The uniform the uniform, the jacket, the chef's jacket, the necktie, and the apron should be changed at least once a day or whenever it is soiled. Hat and trousers are changed as soon as they become dirty. Can take 1 or 2 days. The cook should change into the uniform at their place of work. They should not go with the uniform at home. There needs to be a changing room. When the cook arrives, needs to take a shower, then change into the uniform. The uniform must not be worn in public areas like buses and trains. It should be washed and ironed before wearing again. It should be washed and ironed before wearing again. The uniform should be worn over a white, light underwear. We are talking about hygiene. We are talking about cleanliness. We are talking about food. The executive chef. Executive chefs from larger hotels may wear black trousers and sometimes a black necktie. Often, the executive chef in larger properties will not wear an apron or a hat when meeting clients. I hope you have observed this, and maybe you might be wondering why. The executive chef usually has his or her name embroidered on the coat. I think I demonstrated that one before. So formal chefs wear the formal chefs when they are at a function. You will just be able to know them. You'll be able to know them. It's not difficult. So we have talked so much a matter of uniform. I don't know how your uniform looks like. I don't know that it is pedestrian. I don't know whether it is industrial. I don't know whether it fits the bidding. What type of uniform have you been putting on, and what has been your motivation? What is it that you have learned from our lesson today? Let's meet at the comment section as we grow this channel together. Like it, share it, subscribe and tell your friends to subscribe. We are here to grow one another. We are here to learn. Thank you, and until sometime later, from me, Chef Jeffrey, is bye-bye.